Smoke rose over Tehran again, not from a battlefield, not from a military base, but from a series of highly precise strikes targeting some of the most powerful figures inside Iran's security establishment. In just 48 hours, Iran reportedly lost multiple senior figures connected to its internal security system. Among them were high-ranking commanders tied to the country's intelligence and paramilitary networks. To outside observers, this doesn't look like random strikes. It looks like something much more deliberate. A strategy military analysts call decapitation, the systematic removal of leadership to cripple a command structure. And if that is what is happening, the implications go far beyond Iran, because removing the leadership of a powerful state can lead to one of two outcomes: collapse or escalation. And right now, no one knows which path Iran will take. To understand why these strikes are so alarming, you need to understand how Iran's security system actually works. At the center of that system is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, often called the IRGC. This powerful force operates alongside Iran's regular military, but answers directly to the country's leadership. The IRGC controls key elements of Iran's missile program, intelligence networks, and regional military operations. Within the IRGC structure are multiple specialized units. One of the most important is the Basij. The Basij operates as a massive paramilitary network, responsible for internal security and ideological enforcement. It also serves as a rapid mobilization force during national emergencies. Another critical pillar of the system is the Ministry of Intelligence. This agency is responsible for counter-espionage, surveillance, and identifying threats inside Iran. Together, these organizations form the backbone of Iran's internal stability. If their leadership is disrupted, the entire system can become disoriented, which is exactly why decapitation strikes are so strategically significant. In modern warfare, decapitation campaigns are designed to remove the people who coordinate military responses. Without leadership, even powerful organizations can struggle to react quickly. Command chains break, information flows slow down, and decisions take longer to reach the battlefield. Historically, the United States used similar strategies during conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. But targeting leadership inside a major regional power like Iran carries far greater risk, because Iran possesses one capability that smaller adversaries do not: long-range ballistic missiles. But perhaps the most mysterious part of this situation is how the targets are being found in the first place. Iran has invested heavily in air defense systems designed to protect its key facilities. These include advanced radar networks and missile batteries meant to detect incoming threats. Some systems were even designed to counter stealth aircraft and cruise missiles. Yet, the strikes are still reaching their targets. That raises an important question. How are attackers locating and tracking such high-value individuals? One possibility involves cyber intelligence. Modern intelligence operations rely heavily on electronic data, phones, encrypted messaging systems, satellite communications. Even brief digital signals can reveal a location. Another possibility is human intelligence. History shows that some of the most successful intelligence operations rely on sources inside the target country: agents, informants, or defectors. If such networks exist, they could provide extremely precise targeting information. And then there is the possibility of advanced surveillance. Modern reconnaissance satellites can track vehicles, monitor compounds, and analyze movement patterns. Combine satellite imagery with signals intelligence, and analysts can build a detailed map of a leader's routine. Eventually, even the most secretive officials develop patterns, and patterns can be exploited. But while the strikes inside Iran have captured global attention, something else happened at the same time. Iran launched attacks against energy infrastructure across the region. Facilities in neighboring Gulf states have reportedly been targeted with drones and missiles. At first glance, this seems strange. Why would Iran strike its neighbors instead of focusing directly on Israel? The answer may lie in economics. Energy infrastructure in the Gulf region is among the most valuable in the world. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates control vast oil reserves. Their production facilities supply a major portion of the global energy market. If those facilities are disrupted, the impact spreads far beyond the region. Oil prices rise, shipping costs increase, and global inflation can accelerate. This type of strategy is sometimes described as economic warfare. Instead of targeting purely military objectives, the attacker targets the infrastructure that supports the global economy. Because the ripple effects can pressure multiple governments at once, energy markets are already reacting. Oil prices have climbed into the range of $104 to $108 per barrel. That may not sound dramatic at first glance, but energy markets often move in stages. First comes the initial shock. Then comes speculation about what might happen next. And that speculation can move prices even faster than actual disruptions. Right now, analysts are watching one location very closely: the massive Ghawar field in Saudi Arabia. Ghawar is the largest conventional oil field ever discovered. It produces millions of barrels of crude oil every day. If production there were disrupted, even temporarily, the effect on global oil prices could be immediate. Some analysts believe prices could spike dramatically within hours, and because fuel prices affect transportation, agriculture, and manufacturing, the impact would eventually reach consumers everywhere. This is why the situation now feels so unstable. Leadership strikes inside Iran, missile attacks across the Gulf, and rising pressure on global energy markets. Each of these developments increases the risk of escalation. The central question now is how Iran responds. If the leadership structure remains intact, Iran could continue responding with regional missile and drone attacks. But if the leadership begins to fracture under pressure, the situation could become far more unpredictable. In extreme scenarios, governments under severe threat sometimes consider drastic options designed to force adversaries to back down. And in a region already saturated with missiles and military technology, even a single miscalculation could trigger a far larger crisis. For now, one thing is clear: the strikes targeting Iran's leadership are not random. They appear focused, precise, and strategically calculated. Whether this campaign weakens Iran's leadership or pushes the conflict into a more dangerous phase may determine what happens next in the Middle East. Because in modern warfare, removing the head of the system can sometimes end a conflict, but sometimes it only makes the system more desperate.